Really, though, with the nature of the way brawls work, I don't really think that you need to worry too much about it. I would just stick to the one team, and even if you get a couple of losses here and there, it's not going to end up mattering.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
The Folio Brawl is here, and I've been working my way through it a little bit. Of course, I have a pretty high level Folio, even though I don't really have a big use for him. I think that he's an interesting character nonetheless. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to a member of my community proper for suggesting this team. Lyria, Kira, Sebastian, Folio, Aiden with Team Pet Axel. He says, this team works very well. I was just unfortunate enough to have lost 3 rounds, but this team works well. So we're going to give this team a try. I hear that several other YouTubers have been shooting this team out as well, but I thought I'd give it a try for myself, just blindly trying and see what happens. So pulling this up, we're going to go with Lyria. And, I think Lyria Kira is going to be something that people are going to shove into like every team from now on. I absolutely hate it because I think Kira is a weak damage dealer, much like Dante was. And aside from the combination with Lyria, I just don't really like it too much, but that's okay. It's fine. So we've got Sebastian, and that rounds out the team. Where is my Sebastian? There you are. Team Pet is going to be Axel. So we're going to go with Oliver on Tank Lyria, Vex on Kira, of course, Albus on Sebastian as per usual. Folio gets Merlin, and Chorus is on Aiden. So ideally, we get a 100% win rate here. The teams that we're going to struggle with, in my opinion, are very likely going to be any team with Corvus as a tank. Additionally, I think any team that uses Leon will be a problem as well. I think that many teams that a lot of players are going to have on defense are going to be kind of weak to this. I know that Folio is really strong against magic teams like Amira teams, and there's a Orion here that might be easily countered by Folio, but these 4 heroes right here, Lyria, Kira, Sebastian, and Aiden, pretty good 4-man team that you can use outside of the brawl. It is a slot that you could put in for, you can put Nebula in instead of Folio here. Nebula, or Kira is a good enough. Kira is a good enough option instead of Lara Croft in the in the quote unquote the Nebula, Lara Croft, Sebastian, Aiden blender teams. She's good enough, and I've been thinking about different heroes to use in Lara Croft's place because not everybody has Lara Croft, but if Kira ends up being the way, then it is what it is. Noticeably silly to put on defense is, why would you use Dante on defense right now? Like, come on. Unbelievable. All right, so we're going up against the mirror right here, and this is what I wanted to try. If you're going up against the mirror, I want you to drop Kira for Waifu or Leon. All right, we're going to put Axel on here. Okay, actually, no, let's go ahead and go with Mara. Should be fine. So what I find very interesting about Kira is she hits everybody with low damage, which is going to cause her to be charmed quite a bit if you're going up against Leon. Okay, so the Leon experiment did not work. All right, so we're not going to count that as a loss for the team because it's just swapping one hero out, so it wasn't technically using the same team. Whereas Kira, there we go, put Vex back on there. So we're just going to keep on going. 100% win rate. I would happily take it if we can get there just as quickly as possible. It doesn't look like any of these teams are really going to put up any kind of fight, though. I think that I would like to see. Ooh, interesting. I think that I would like to see another one of these teams on defense. Maybe we can give it a try with another variant, but that's not really what a lot of people want to do. A lot of people want to just finish this as quickly as possible. That was a judge on defense. Interesting. Aurora on defense is also a mistake. I would not do that either. Really, in today's meta, whatever you want to call the ecosystem, the environment, the zeitgeist, the teams that you're going to see, I would almost never use dodge on defense anymore. But, you say that, and that's kind of like saying that you would never use magic damage on defense because Isaac exists. It's just, it's one of those things that Hero Wars is really all about who has what heroes leveled up, and hopefully, there's enough teams in Guild War and Clash of Worlds. Okay, so there we go. Not a 100% win rate. Interesting. So if you're coming up against, the Kira, Lyria, Aiden, Sebastian Folio team, then here is a decent enough team that apparently can beat it. So we have Anvari, Isaac, Arachne, Folio, and Helios. I'm kind of surprised that this counters it, if I'm being honest. There's magic damage here. There's not a lot of magic damage coming from the other team. Helios obviously is doing the bulk of the damage because of the critical hit bonuses that Kira is getting from Sebastian. For those of you that don't know, Helios is one of the OG physical damage mage counters. He has an armor artifact. He's got a he's got a physical damage shield, and he counters critical hits. So that's interesting. So let's try to find another one of those teams on defense, and maybe we can get another test there. If we can find one, we will definitely give it a shot. But I'm afraid that we're not going to see this team on defense. It's a good team, apparently. Not a 100% win rate, but we definitely have a team that can counter it. So that is, we got three more, and we're done here. Let's see here. Yep, victory, okay. And so here's a similar team. Let's try this. Yeah, okay. So we need one more. Okay, so here we go. All right, so let's go and see if we can counter this team on defense, because this is definitely going to be something that a lot of people are talking about. And okay, attack. Let's see here. Let's move this over to the side. So dropping everything out, we're going to use Helios with Merlin. You want to have Merlin because of his ability speed up. Putting Chorus on Folio. We're doing the number 1 stunner, Arachne. Where are you, my girl? There you are. I'm assuming with Mar. Mar. Yep. We're going to go with Anvari and Isaac. There's Isaac. Isaac is getting Oliver. And then where is Anvari? There you are. And you're going with Fenris. Yep. And then Team Pet is going to be Chorus. So let's see if this team can beat that team, the meta Folio Brawl team. Let's see if it can beat it if you see it on defense. I'm suspecting that it's not going to be the case every time, but if it wins some of the time, I guess that's worth it. Really, though, with the nature of the way Brawls work, I don't really think that you need to worry too much about it. I would just stick to the one team, and even if you get a couple of losses here and there, it's not going to end up mattering. Yeah, see, I'm going to lose, which is kind of unfortunate. As soon as the ink blot blows up. All right, so that doesn't counter that team. We're still one win away. So let's go back to the other team. Whoops. Let's go back to the team, and we will finish this off. So Sebastian and let's see, Lyria and Aiden and who am I missing here? Kira. There we go. Team Pet, Axel, Oliver, Vex, Albus, Merlin, and Chorus. Okay, let's finish this off and then go buy some overpriced things. Have they fixed the thing in the shop? I don't see it anymore. I guess they did fix the price. There was an item in here that was like $12,500. It was just way overpriced, but yeah. So if you are curious about the best buys out of the Brawl shop, I've got a video on screen now, kind of breaking it down, going through my decisions, and there's a spreadsheet for you to take a look at as far as the most valuable buys and whatnot. But let me know in the comment section down below, what teams are you finding luck with, if you're having fun with it or not. Brawl is a learning experience. Trying to use a hero that maybe you don't often use is always nice. Yeah, so until next time, guys, I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.